showing you guys how to play So High School off of the Tortured Poets Department album. And a few weeks ago I did run a poll here on my channel asking whether you guys prefer acoustic guitar or electric guitar or which one you like to play, and it was definitely more acoustic. However, I do think that this song sounds really good on electric guitar. I think that's probably how they recorded it originally, so I do have a cool way to play that with some power chords on electric. So everything I'm teaching in this tutorial will apply whether you're on acoustic or electric, except for the chord shapes, so I'll make sure to cover that at the end. But anyways, here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this video today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so you only need to know 5 different chord shapes to play through this song, and we're going to start with our C major, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner series right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. The next chord you need to know is our G major. We also have our D major. There's our E minor. And then the last chord shape you need to know is our A minor. Those are the 5 chords to play through this song. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to memorize these chord shapes, as well as practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of the song so much easier for you. And if this is a skill you're currently struggling with, I do have an entire Practice With Me playlist right here on YouTube where we go through this skill in real time together. So I'll make sure to leave that link in the corner here. But once you have these chords memorized and under your belt, we can talk about the strumming that I would suggest using for this song. Alright guys, so as always, if you're a beginner at guitar or you're somebody who struggles with playing guitar while singing at the same time, the first thing I would suggest you do is to bring up this song and go ahead and play through it with a single down strum on every chord change as you sing through the song, and you just want to take this time to really get used to what word you're singing when those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. I feel so high school every time I look at you. Alright, so even from that quick little snippet, you can already tell things like we're going to be playing 2 different chord shapes on one, singing note and things like that. This is all stuff you'll figure out as you go through the song with a single down strum. And this is actually something you do right now if you check out my Patreon page. I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box for you. But once you've done that and you're more familiar with what word you're singing when those chords are changing, then we can go ahead and talk about a full strumming pattern that I would recommend for this song. Alright guys, so as you can see for this strumming rhythm, we're just going to be sticking to all down strums, and we're going to be doing this in an 1/8 note count. So basically it's going to sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. Alright, super simple. We're just doing all down strums on the beat. Now before we move on, something important that you can add in that'll really kind of drive the song a lot more is add an accent. So basically when I say accenting, all I'm doing there is when I'm strumming, I'm going to strum with a little extra emphasis on some of these arrows. So I'm going to turn some of these green, and these are the ones I want you to accent. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? The 1st, the 4th, and the 7th down strum. Down, 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 down. If you can manage to do that throughout the song, it will really help drive the guitar part and just make it sound a little less stale throughout. So accenting is something you can do here, and it really sounds good with this song. So basically what we want to do is play this pattern through 1 time per chord, and this is going to apply for most of the song. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chorus, because this is a good example of that here. We're starting with our G chord, and you're just going to go down, 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 down. Don't forget those accents. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then you switch chords to C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor to D. Alright? So once you get that kind of motion under your belt, you just want to speed it up a little, but remember to keep those accents in. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C. In a blink of a crinkle, and I'm sinking a So basically that might have been a little bit fast, but you do want to get this strumming rhythm to the point where you can play a little bit faster to match Taylor's original tempo. Now this strumming pattern you can apply for the entire song. This applies for the electric as well. The one thing I do want to kind of address is now some places in the song, like the verses, we are going to have to change chords in the middle of the strumming pattern. So I'm going to add a little vertical line here, and this just represents where we want to do the chord change. So let's go ahead and bring up verse 1 because there's an example here. What we're going to do is we're going to play the first chord on the left half for the first 3 down strums. So in this example, that's C. And then we're going to finish out the rest of the measure with our second chord. In this example is G for the last 5 down strums. So basically the strumming pattern is exactly the same. We're just switching chords in the middle. So here we have C, switch to G. 1 and 2 switch, and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm pausing just to show you where that chord change happens, but you do want to go through it without pausing. And remember, we still want to add those accents in. So without stopping with some accents, it would be like C, G. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then it goes to our D, and here we would do the full measure without changing chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this applies for the intro, the verses, and things like that. We have C, G, D, gets a whole measure by itself. C, G, D. Good job. I feel so high school every time I look at you. All right. So like I said, that's going to be found in the intro and the verses. Wherever it applies, this is how you would break down the strumming pattern if you're playing 2 chords. So another example of this would be in our bridge. So we're starting here with our A minor. You would do the A minor for a full measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then here we're going to break it down between G and D. Truth, dare, spin, bottles, still have a ball and I never stop. Right here, we're going to go from our C to G. It's another split. Brand new, full throttle. Then D, it gets a whole measure. Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Okay? So basically, if you're familiar with the song, it should be pretty natural where you're going to do a split pattern and where we're going to do a full pattern. But basically, that's the strumming rhythm that you could apply for the entire song. All right, guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to get this strumming rhythm under your belt. If you can add those accents in there, I really think it's a good idea to do that because it'll kind of drive the song forward and give it a little bit more of a percussive feel. And like I said, this strumming pattern will apply to both acoustic or electric guitar. So whichever way you want to play it, this is the strumming that you can use. But once you have these strumming under your belt, we can go ahead and put everything we've learned together in this video to play through the song. Alright guys, and really quick, as promised, if you would like to play this song on electric guitar, you could either just play the same chord shapes we've already learned on electric, and I think it already gives it a lot more of that feel of the original song. Alternatively, you could also use some power chords. So instead of our C, you could use a power chord C. Instead of our G, you could use a power chord G. And then instead of your open D, you could use your power chord D. All right. And then E minor and A minor, you would just use your open version. Okay. But if you wanted to play this whole thing on electric, I do think it sounds a lot closer to the original song. And it's really fun because you get to slide around on the guitar. So it would be like C, G, D, C, G, D. I feel so high school every time I look at you. Alright, totally optional. Like I said, if you play this on electric but with the open chord shapes, I think that sounds really great too. Feel so high school every time I look at you. Right? So So totally up to personal preference, but if you wanted to do it on electric, those are the chords. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put everything we've learned together to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. Want to play through the rest of this song with me? Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other play-along guitar tutorials. I've covered so many of Taylor's songs from all of her albums, so if you are a Swiftie and you love to play guitar, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will make sure to leave that link in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play, so I'll see you over there. Bye!